Start recording. Bring this up right here. Do the start share screen. Screen desktop 1. We'll do about an hour, and most of this I'm just going to kind of go through fairly quickly, not ask as many questions as I normally do, since this one we're just trying to get this wrapped up. So that's kind of the goal of this one, is to get the speed going. Make this quick so I can make that smaller. There we go. Ooh, not that. This over there. Don't need this anymore. So let's go ahead and get the auth running. And start. What are you doing? And start. There's auth and gateway. Why is this? Oh, auth.js. Okay, so okay. That's fine. Okay, revise those. Revise that one. And this is our post server. So keep those open, actually, now that I think about it. I'll minimize those. Bigger. Bigger. All right. Last but not least. That's over here. So we're going to start making this one pretty much, like I said, I'm going to have a quick one for it. This is going to be fairly simple stuff. We're going to get the server up and running first, the standard server.js running. Start with that, get that up and running first, make sure we have everything we need. And I'm also going to go ahead and set up the database quick using Mongo Atlas. So you'll see that quick. So here we go. So first we're going to do touch server.js. Let's make this a little bigger. And I'm also going to open my notes as well now that I think about it. It's good to have those. Cool. Get that open. Server.js. There we go. Good. So first off, of course, bring in Express. Make the app. Yeah. We brought in cores, so we don't have to deal with that system. We're going to bring in Mongoose in the DB in a second. For now, we use app.use cores. App.use express.json. It's our body parser again. And this time we'll use 6020 this time for this one. And simply ended up with app.listen. Fork. And so, as expected, this should work very simply. Already done. So the next thing I'm pretty kind of jump in quick and get that up and running is let's go build a quick Mongoose database. So to Mongo, Google, couple accounts. All right. Let's go ahead and do a new project. MS walkthrough, next. No members needed, so just create the project. So this is something you can do as well for your system, as instead of having to create multiple Atlas accounts. It just depends on how much you use the database, whether or not they require you to start making payments. So you just have to they'll let you know usually when you're getting close to needing it. So we have a new project. I'm going to build a cluster. I'm going to do a shared because it's free. AWS North Virginia is fine, but I'm actually going to tell you to use Azure as Virginia, since we'll be using Azure for our Postgres system as well. So that we both are still in the Azure system. If you ever want to migrate to Azure 100%, we can. So we'll do that. Again, free tier, all simple. We're just going to call this cluster mpern. Create the cluster. So this takes a couple seconds. While this is working on that, we can go ahead and do the network access. Same thing we did on our Postgres database. We're just going to allow access from anywhere, all 0 IP. And the database access, we're just going to give it a database user. I'm going to go ahead and actually grab the same item in here. So let's go ahead and grab the same password we used. Wait, where am I? That's the gateway. Bring that back over. I don't know why I moved that there. Here we go. Open this up. Go ahead and kill that. Let's go ahead and grab our, and reuse this password. Make our life easier. Read and write to any database. We don't want to make this an admin, especially since you guys are watching me. So I'm not going to make it an admin. Add users. Click X on that. And should almost be done. So we're deploying your changes. 303 server is complete. If we head back to, so here's something that's really cool here if you notice that. 303 server is complete. So it is making a cluster of databases. That's one of the things that these two systems are using. They're building clusters. So it's more than one data server running this database that they actually keep it running. It's a really useful tool. So you go back. Click the connect button even though it's not actually done yet. We at least grab the connected application. Again, you can switch your system to other systems. They have Java. And you can get a version, 3%, there you go, and there you go. So you can add that to your application code, whatever system you're using that needs to connect to this. There's your connection string, full driver example, everything you should need. So, if you have a Mongo client package. So for those who decide to add Mongo to it, shouldn't be too bad. So back to Node instead. That, thank you, copy that. And then we're going to build another one of these guys right here. So, right in here, mkdir config, code default.js, config, default.js. Which, by the way, if you are able to keep up, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. This might be something you might want to do afterwards. That way I can do it kind of quickly with the time we have. Let's do this. So, let's say module exports Mongo URI. Throw that in, password. Throw that in. Nice and simple. Already have our system here. We're going to leave this there for now. Let's go ahead and do the database side now. So now I'm going to go ahead and bring in mongoose equals require mongoose. DB equals require dot / config / default dot Mongo URI. And now we're just going to go right here, mongoose dot connect DB. Since this is not a function, this is not a method, I can't do async await. I'd have to have a function for that. So I'm going to use promises instead for this. So dot then. And really this doesn't have to connect. I don't have to wait for the Express system to run for the Mongoose to connect first before I start listening to the port. I can start listening to the port as soon as the server is ready and let it connect to the Mongoose within time. So console.log db connected successfully. still is good to have the catcher just in case something goes wrong. There we go. And we have a basic system ready to run. This is all we need to start working on our stuff. Once we have this, we have an application that now runs. I can make sure it works by just doing yarn start. And I can see that it's up and running. Just say, yep, DB connected successfully. If I check over here, it is actually running now. Good. So the first thing we're going to build on this one, let's kill the server for the time being, is mkdir model. Post.js. So this is the one time I do want to get some participation here. I want to get some participation in what we think the post should contain. So first off, let's do const mongoose equals require mongo. Mongoose. All right, I got to save it to get access. Require. Huh, that's weird. Wait, where am I? I'm in the wrong, I'm in the gateway. Yeah, I'm in the gateway for some reason. I don't know when I switched over to that. I don't remember switching over to this. So let's kill that and actually kill this folder because that's not needed. Delete. I don't really know. Oh, I didn't. When I switched over to show that the database was up and running, I forgot that Mac sometimes switches the layouts. Really, really annoying when it does that. So let's get this server back and running now. Try that again. dir model code models.post. All right, const mongoose equals require. And again, that's where I tend to use these auto fillers and these auto formatters as ways to validate what I'm doing. By noticing that the require system wasn't bringing in mongoose, I didn't just say, it's not working. I was like, wait, something's wrong. So to me, that's why I use these systems. I don't use them to make my life that much easier. Do I use them to make my life a little easier? Yes. But the main reason I have them is also to help me check when something's off. I didn't just take that, the fact that mongoose was missing as okay, so I guess something's just not working right now. No, I looked at okay, something's wrong. This should be working. Why is it not noticing it? So that's something you want to make sure you're doing as well when you're using this. If you use any of these tools like the auto fillers, why is it not giving me the options I'm expecting? Or when you're using auto formatters, why did it format in a way that I didn't expect? Don't just take it as at face value. Dig into it. Make sure you understand why you're getting what you're getting. All right, const schema equals mongoose dot schema. Next, post schema equals new schema. All right. First thing I know is that I'm going to want timestamps, and this is the best way to do timestamps in Mongoose system. Timestamps like that. This just says use the default created at and updated at. I think it's at, yeah. Created at, updated at. That'll automatically create them. In here, I can put the other names for those. If I wanted it to say created at instead of created on, I would do, created at as created on. And just tell it to switch to that string instead. Use that as the key. So that's what I can do there. But since I wanted it to just do created at and updated at, I would just leave it blank like that. Then it'll use those two keys. Cool. So do that, and then, wait. Oh, I deleted one too many curly brackets. There we go. So what sort of post data do we want? Let me give you the first one. I'll give the first one to start helping out. Owner, who posted it. And this is actually going to be an object. So we want to make sure we save some of the owner's profile data outside of auth. So that way we have it available for quick access, and we don't have to, we can check on it later. So for here, I'm going to have ID, or ID, or UUID if you really want to. We can do UUID. name or username. If we don't actually access their first and last name, we just username, string, avatar, string. And just that's all we really need. Because if we need more information, we can ask that from auth. We can get up-to-date information from auth if we need to. This was their current username and avatar at the time of the system, and we can always add in a Redis or a database system that can go in and clean this up every once in a while to make sure that the username and avatar are currently active. So this is a choice we've decided to make to speed up our systems by storing some of the profile data or user data here instead. I think, wait, in the profile we did actually do first name and last name, didn't we? That's our gateway. There's our auth. Yeah, we did. Okay, we can do that instead. All right, first name. What do we do? First name or first underscore name? We can actually name this different, actually. First name, last name. There we go. We can do that. That's fine. And the avatar. That's really all we need from the owner, because this is the stuff we're going to display on the front page, probably, right? So when we display this, we might want to see the first and last name of the poster, as well as their image, possibly. Make sense? If we choose not to display this information, we can hide this. So we don't have to have that. So we get that. What else might we want? This doesn't have to be perfect. What's that?
Like comments, like part of that possibly like comments on the post.
Nah, we're not gonna put that here, mostly because of the the Mongo-based data limit for a single document can only be 15 megabytes. And so we want to be able to put as many comments as we want. So we're going to have that in a separate document that just connects to this item. We're going to have a different, and the plan was to have a different service manage those. So we wouldn't have those connected here. Any others?
I want to have the post.
Title, right? Yeah. So you have the title of it, string. And we can even do type string required. Great. What else do we want?
The text in the post.
Yeah. Details. We can call it details if we want. We can call it description, whatever we want to come up with. What else?
The time the post was made.
Time. So that would be the timestamp. So we got that. That'll be created at and created at and updated at.
Are we doing likes on these posts?
Well, we haven't decided what we're going to do. We're going to do a rating possibly, but we could put likes for now. And does anyone have a guess of what type of data structure the likes should be?
An array.
Good. Okay, good. An array containing what, though?
An array of objects.
Kind of. An array of just numbers. It's going to be an array of UUIDs. Just so you can confirm that someone who's already liked it can't like it again. And so we can just put these as types.
You also have like a dislike,
Like, unlike.
String. Well, that's possible. There's likes.
to check if they're like in the unliked.
Well, if we decide to go, let's say the YouTube system, where you can either thumbs up or thumbs down, then we want to have two systems. If we want to do the Facebook only system, where it's either you like it or you don't like it, then we would go this system. To put it simple, dislikes would be the same system. We would just have to make sure that there's logic in there that if someone already disliked it, they can't like it, or we'd have to toggle it. So that is just more effort for us. So there's something to think about. So for the beginning, I'm going to just put in the likes for the time being. At the same time, I'm also going to do this as well. Make sure that this has a default empty array, so that way I don't have to worry about being null. I don't want the likes to be null. I want to make sure it's always emptied array, and I don't want to worry about dealing with that. So there's that. Cool. Look at that. And for now, we can just do one more thing. We just do a URL or a link. We could call it link. So this will be kind of the basis of our system, just because I don't want to get too deep into this. This is not really what the lesson's about. So we had a couple of small items. We'll save that as is. Let's go ahead now and do mkdir routes code routes / posts.js. We'll go ahead and, oh, wait, one more thing I forgot to do there. It's not my video. Not really that matters, but whatever. Go away, zoom tools. There we go. You just got to export it. Equal, and so in this case, we first give it the variable that we want to use. So we're going to say post, and then mongoose.model. We're going to give it the name posts with the schema post schema. Go. Come back here. And we can do const express equals require express. Const router equals express.router. And then last but not least, we can do const post equals require models post. All right, first one, our details. Post API posts like that. Create new post. And this, what kind of access should this have?
Private.
Yeah, this should be private. Let's think of another one before we build this one actually. Our details. Oh. Get API posts all of them. So this will get all posts, implement pagination later. What sort of access should this one have?
Depends, but I'd say
Right.
if you want it public, you can have it public.
Right. And so for me, I'm going to say, you know what, the list can be public, and then most likely what I might have is like a version, when I click on the post, I might have a version that pulls down a very limited amount of data for unlogged in users. For users that are logged in, they get the full data. So that could be something I could do. But for the list of posts, they can see everything. That's fine. So let's build that one first, because that one's going to be easier. Get. You can just do slash, and I put API twice there for some reason. There we go. Get that, and then rec res. I'm just going to simply say, right, make this async too. So try catch error console.error response.status. Again, same thing we've been doing. JSON errors error. Very straightforward, nothing complicated there. Got that. And then over here, just going to do const posts equal post dot find. We're going to put nothing in there. We want everything. Later on, what I would possibly put in is a dot limit. Sorry, hold on. Do like const per page. Let's set that as like a static item. I mean, we even do per page like that. And maybe even update this to do get I might do either page here or make it actually as a page equals request dot params query dot page. And so this is the URL queries where I do what is it? The ampersand, I think it is, and then Q. Oh no, it's question mark. Q equals PG. Sorry, PG equals 4. So that would then give me the query params. So query params are your get request query params. The params, so query is those, params is part of the URL, and then your other items are part of your body. So simple there. So I could do that if I wanted to. I'm not going to actually require that right now, but this is something I would add in later. I would do a .skip, do, what is it, page times per page. So it skips that number and then do a limit of per page. So that's a very, very basic low-level pagination system. Do be aware of that. This is very simple, very low level, and you should definitely have at the beginning of this some sort of order by or sort system for the item. So you definitely want to make sure you have an ordering system based on Mongo or based on your database system that's going to sort the item first, that the skipping and the limiting always come out the same. Be aware that this is not considered high scalable, but it's scalable enough that you shouldn't, until you hit page 100, you really shouldn't start seeing a degradation in your system. Pages 10, 11, and 12 should be fine. If you have a reason to believe that for some reason people in your system might be accessing pages 100, 200, and 800, then you might want to look at a better system for that and consider possibly even splitting your data into multiple collections, multiple tables, so that people can go, who want to go back a certain number, instead of pulling from the same collection, the same table, they start pulling from an archive table or a farther table, so there's no skipping. Because this literally has to move the cursor this many spaces. That's how the skip system works in Mongo, and this is even a problem in SQL as well. Pagination in both SQL and Mongo, doing something simple as this, does cause cursor movement. It is not considered 100% scalable. It does eventually start hitting a issue after you get to a certain number of pages. You'll start seeing a slowdown in return speed. First couple pages, all great. It's just once you get like pages 10, 20, 50, 100, you'll start seeing some lack of speed of responsing. So you'll need to use other tools out there that do exist to improve on that. But this is a simple system. I'm going to kill this for now because I don't worry about it right now, but just as a quick and simple pagination system, that's one you could implement very simple. And that just respond back. So this one is simple. We can't do anything with it because we have nothing in our database, so we do have to create this. But we need it to be private. Well, we don't know who the users are. We're just going to get a token, right? And so this is where we need to be able to reach out to auth and say, hey, auth, can you authenticate for me? Well, do we have a route for that? Do we have a route on auth that says, hey, authenticate this token for me? We do? I think I saw Milo said we do.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay, well, let's go take a look. It would be under users, I believe. So I just need it to authenticate a token for me and let me know that this is a user. What route does that? We only have two routes.
Authenticate the login attempt.
Well, we're not logging in, though. We've already logged in.
Oh.
Right. So post is going to get the token. So the gateway is going to get the request and action saying, hey, I want to add a post. It's also going to get the XAuth token. It's going to send this all to post. Post then realizes, hey, I need to authenticate this person to create a post, so I need to ask auth who this is. I have a token. Who is this? Is this a valid token? And who is it so I can then add that information? So I need to set that up in auth now. I need to set it up that if I do this, I need data. And so there's a couple items that I might want to create. So there's two routes I might want to create. Auth user and respond the user details. Authenticate. Let's do this better. Token. Authenticate token and respond with profile details. So there are two possibilities that I may want. I may want to respond with the user details, but we've already talked about how we may not want to do that. We also may want to authenticate token and respond with profile data. Right? So those are some of the things that we need. What do we know? What does post want? Let's take a look at the post data. What data here do I need? User or profile data? I heard one of each. Any other votes? Anyone else want to take a stab? Evan, Matt, someone. Break the tie.
I said both.
Oh, jeez. You think it's profile now? You think Jethro may be waving. Right. So remember, AID is our user data. UUID is our profile data, as well as the first name, last name, and avatar is stored in the profile, not in the user. The user just stores the AID, the username, and email, and the password. That is it. Very, very secure data that we really don't want in post. I don't want any AID, any username data, any password data, or even the email sent over the post. Just in case that microservice does become exposed or vulnerable, none of that authentication data is pullable from that. It has no access to any authentication information of any kind. No usernames are lost, no profiles are lost. No usernames are lost, no email addresses are lost, no passwords are compromised. The only thing compromised is the person's first, last name, and their avatar, which is technically public already, right? So this is the only information that someone could get with access to the post database, which is the public data that we've kind of decided is going to be used by our system anyway. UUID is what we decided is, and if anyone wants to access a specific profile, they can give us the UUID to get access to go view that specific profile. So this is all data we're kind of giving out to the public anyway, so it's safe. So for that, since we want the profile data, we should probably do this process under profiles, maybe, right? Possibly do that there. So let's head over to the profile route instead. Our details. Ugh. We'll do a get actually. So we're just going to send the token. So we'll do a get request, and I broke my thing. Our details get API profiles /auth authenticate token and return minimal profile data private. Now I'm just going to do router.get auth. And this is going to use the auth microservice that we already had. So that's going to authenticate the user, validate the key. So this will automatically respond back to the gateway saying, hey, respond back to the post server saying, hey, nope, not a valid token, don't do it. Or it'll actually get the user data, and then this is going to take that user data that the token got and pull the profile data for us. Regress. Let's not do that, right? We want to do user out of the request. So that's going to get that for us. And then we're going to do try catch error. Errors. So the basic stuff, and now we're just going to do the SQL request. So let user details just await pool.query. All right, let's do the select, and then what data did we say we wanted from this? What data does post want? I wanted first name, last name, what else? Avatar, and what else? All right, that was the last one. From profile, where the ID equals $1, and here we're just going to put the user.id. Which again, we don't really need to do this. We could always just do request user ID, and we don't need this. Of course, if not user profile dot rows length.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and just copy this down. Why did you not indent that? That's weird. I'm going to send that back. Otherwise, we have the data we want. So return response.json user profile dot rows 0. feel like there's an error
User
somewhere.
details, isn't it?
Hold on.
User details.
That's why it's yelling at me, possibly. And user details. Something is up with my page, though. It's not doing the auto formatting, which is a little bit weird for me. Let's see the actual nodemon command now. There it goes. It does not like something. What does it not like? Oh, right. That's what's missing. There, one. It's still yelling at me for await is only valid an async function.
We forgot that is.
Where though? I thought I put it in here. Async there now. I added it. I did miss it at first, but new script. What? Oh, here we go. Let profile, routes profile. How did I do that one? Oh. I don't know how I missed that. Anyway, there it goes. We got that one. That's working now. And now things are auto formatting. Okay, I knew something was up because it wasn't doing the auto formatting of adding the semicolons that I was expecting it to do. So I knew something was not working. Again, that's why I use those tools. I use the auto formatter just because if it's not auto formatting and adding my semicolons, something's up. So we got that. So there we go. Now we have that in. So now we have a path for posts to reach out to auth and let's say, hey, I need some information. This, of course, means that our post microservice needs to know where auth is. And so auth also needs to add in the auth server URL. Do this, do http / localhost 6010 / the same thing we had before. Actually, let me just make sure I'm matching the gateway so I'm not doing weird things. No slash. That's what I thought. The slash actually seemed off to me. So just like that. And so now we need to build a way for our post system to do what? To do a authentication system. And so we can actually take advantage of the same middleware system that we're using in our post system. So I'm going to go ahead and do mkdir middleware again. Go with middleware / auth.js. Now we're going to do pull up our middleware here to make sure we do the same process. So we don't need JWT, we don't need secret key. We just need some way for our system to reach out to another service. Wait, we're missing a package, aren't we? I need a package that allows me to make an API request to another server. What do I need? How does our gateway communicate with the other servers? Remember the package? I think Vidashali said it. What was it?
Cores.
Not cores. Cores does allow us to communicate, but doesn't actually do the communication. It just allows communication. What does the communication? I want to remember in our gateway. There's your guess. It begins with an A.
It is Axios.
Oh, I think I heard two say it. Yep, yarn add Axios. So we need our Axios package. Milo might have too. I heard him clicking away.
I looked at the package.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised. I could hear Milo searching away. Let's do.
It's the same dumb noise that always comes out of my mouth. So.
No, it's the typing of the keyboard and the eyes just looking around looking for the answer. So const Axios equals require Axios. I'm also going to do const auth server equals require. Now let me actually fix that because that will bug me. Config / default auth server. And then, what is it? Just module exports? Yeah, module.exports request request next. And so now we're going to go ahead and take the request that comes in. We're going to see if there's a token. So just like we do here, we're going to do the similar thing here. We're going to look for the token. But in this case, if we do have the token, instead of trying to decode it, we're just going to send it off to the auth server and wait for a response from the auth. So that's the only difference here. We can still do this where we check to see if the token's there. Now we can have, and that's something we get to decide. We can decide if our post service will even check if the token's there, so it's going to pass it. If you ask me, if there's no token, I don't even want to ask the auth server. So I'm actually going to have the post microservice look for the token. And if it says, hey, there's no token here, and I'm expecting a token, I'm going to fail it right away. So let's do that. So just going to pretty much copy this section right here. This right here has nothing to do with actual JSON Web Token or the secret key. So we can just copy this literally over one for one, pop it right in. And otherwise, we can do the try catch. We can also add in, do we need the async? We do need async here. Yep, so we're going to add in the async. So we're going to need to do the asynchronous request of reaching out to the other server. So catch error. Response dot status 401 dot JSON. Same thing we've been doing. Errors. Error. Nothing fancy. So same thing there. So we can see that that's pretty much the same thing. We could even give it the message if we wanted, but most likely this is the message. We'll get back in the system, the try catch. So we're fine there. So we'll just take the token as not valid. We'll assume that same thing, or just return the error that we get from the server, because it's not doing any authentication here. So we got that. Let's go ahead and add in the request. Const response equals axios.get. And this is going to do, let's create our URL. Auth server /API /profiles /auth, if I remember correctly. Right there. API profiles auth. And we're going to still add in the token, so we're just going to put the token right back where it was, but in this new request. So we're going to do headers x auth token. So just taking the token out of the current request and just attaching it into the new request going to the auth server. Pretty straightforward, right? We're just kind of recycling, we're just kind of doing the baton thing again. We're doing a baton where we grab the token from our request and just hand it over to auth, and auth is going to hand us the data that we want for it. So we can then do what we need to do. So just for the safety method, we're just going to do it if response.errors throw response.errors. And I remember this was actually, we want this to do similar to what our gateway does actually. Right here, we want this to do what our gateway does, because this is getting a gateway response. So we should probably actually take the catch from here and reuse this one. So let's grab this actually. Before I do that, we're going to kill that. That's not what I want. But I want this if response.errors, throw response.errors, catch error, and actually that was not any change. So we can do that. Yeah, that didn't change anything. So never mind. We can just confirm that our system works the same, so it should. So we got that. Last but not least, we can actually take that response we have, and we just want to do what we did before, request.profile. And this time we're going to attach it to the profile keyword, not the user keyword like we did here. So in our auth on this side, here, yep, we attach it to the user key. This is something we chose. This is not a key done by Express. This is a key we created. It was null, we just put something in it. So same thing here. We're going to take request.profile, and we're going to throw the response.data in it. And then we're just going to do next. That's it. we take our token, we make sure we have it. If we have it, we send the token over to auth. Auth responds with data. If auth responds with an error, we should throw the error. If we get response, we actually put the data that we get back into the profile key, and then we call it over. And so now back in our posts route, we can add that here. So let's go ahead and do const auth equals require bit middleware auth router.post / auth async rec res. Whew. So here again, we're going to assume, we would do here, any validation, do now, otherwise, go forward. Or we can just do, actually this would be a better thing to do. To do, add validation. If you don't have client-side validation. So again, if you don't have React-sided validation, you want to add validation here. If you're expecting that the data is already validated, you could just assume that here. So you only want one round of, the one thing that you want to keep in mind though is that if you do only browser-side validation, someone could try to just force send a request using something like Postman or something even simpler as a, what's that thing I use? I don't know what it's called. It is there's a thing that you can use to intercept. You can just use a interceptor. It's one of the hacking tools I used a little while ago. I may have deleted it actually. Why are these still here? I deleted all these things. Yeah, I think I deleted it. I don't think I have it anymore. All right, it's fine. But there is a tool that you could use that will allow you to intercept a request, change the data, and send it. So you may still want to do server-side validation just to be on the safe side, but just want to make sure you're aware of that. Where are you doing validation? Are you doing it both on one side? Where is the validation happening? So for now, we're going to do no validation. So new post equals request.body. I'm just going to take it out. Actually, no, that's fine. We'll just do this. New post equals post.create request.body. Oh no, I do actually have to add stuff in. Sorry. Let's do this. Post data equals, we need, what do we call it? Owner? Yeah, owner. And we put the data in here. So from here, I need these three things. And so I can just, honestly, actually, if I think about it, I just need to do ... request.profile, because those are the 4 bits of information I should have gotten from the auth server, right? So I should be able to do that. If I wanted to be more safe about it, I could do this. First name. Oh no, I can't do that actually. I just remembered. We did JavaScript systems in here, didn't we? Yeah, we did. We did first name and last name, so we have to actually pull it out. So UUID, request.profile.uuid, first name equals request.profile.first name. Not like that actually. First name, last name equals request.profile.last name, and avatar equals request.profile.avatar. And then the rest of the data can just come request.body. There we go. Post.create, post data. Oh, we also need to do, oh wait, I'll forget that. Oh, and in here, now that we're doing in await, we have a promise. Let's add our try catch as well. Last thing we need. Cancel, don't hit that. Also, let's do, I don't know, should I, it's going to return the new, never mind, I'm thinking update. Not bad. Response.json new post. Let's return the new item. Whew. So we have two new routes. We have our post route here that just gets the post, and we have a get post. So let's head over to Postman. Let's bring that over. We also need to do one more thing actually. Hold on. Module.exports, router, and then on the server.js we need to bring that in. So let's do ahead and do const posts equals require / posts app.use /API / posts. There we go. Everything is ready to go. The last thing I didn't do, did I actually add NodeMon? I did, I just didn't do the script. Let's just add that. So we can do yarn on the server. There we go. Oop, what am I missing? Oh, I forgot to put in. No, I didn't. Oh, yeah, I did that. Do that. There it goes. So let's make sure all the servers are running 610, 620, and 6000. So Postman. I can't use the gateway to get to post yet, but what I can use is go from the gateway, go from posts to the gateway, to the auth. So, new tab. Do a post request. Let's do a post. First, I'm going to log back in. So let's do a login. I think that's a new account, right? Yeah. Oh no, that's login user. So let's send that. What happened? Fatal. I can't connect to the server MERN demo. What? My database not working? Shoot. Watch something happen to my database. Damn, I'm going to validate my account. Really? Microsoft? 24239. Hi. Temporary code, it does not do anything. Please verify security verification settings. Great. Good. And I'm done now. Can I access my stuff? And print demo. It's active. Let's try logging in directly. Saying can't log in. Why not? This is a database issue. Not connect to server MERN demo. Why? Hmm. This is going to work. Well, you can't see that the post is reaching out to this, but let's see if I can figure out why Azure is giving me issues now. It's enabled, so you should have SSL. Connect to the server run from demo. Security should be all. Come on, Azure. Okay, so for a second, it's not showing anything secure. I know what I can do. Back to off. Here. What? Oh, there it is. Why not? No events. It's fine there. So this is a bit of a problem. It won't load the security issues, security settings. Now that could be a problem. Okay, well, this is fun. I will have to try to figure this out and do a recording when it actually works again. Try resetting it or something. I don't know. Something broke my imprint demo for some reason. That is weird. Not sure what to do there. I can't get access to security settings. For all of my stuff or just that one? Well, that's fun. I'll have to figure out what I can find out. Wonderful. I'll see what I figured out, and as soon as I can, I'll get the recording of it actually working and send it out. But I'll also save this to my database, to my repo, GitHub. So if anyone wants to take this and try it out themselves with their version, you can do so. So let me go ahead and do this quick. Yeah, we're already past 9 o'clock. I'm a little over. shoot. Didn't actually paste it, did it? Thank you. Oh, put it in there. Delete. Don't need you. There we go. Copy, paste. There you go. That's there. And then last but not least, take this. All right, so everything's now on GitHub. So you'll be able to take a look at this, download it, and try it yourself with your version of the config file to see that it actually works. If your Azure is working, or if you're using a local or not Azure database, let me know if it does decide to work. As soon as I can get mine working, I will create a quick mini video for it and share it with everyone. But the idea here is that, as you can see, the request is getting over to the database. We noticed there. You saw that it said it did get response from service, so it did get the item. So auth did get it. Oh, sorry, not there. Sorry, right here too. On the post microservice and over here on auth, we saw request received. So we saw that the system got a request. It just couldn't connect to the Postgres database. But in order to get to that point, then it had to actually get to, where's profile? It had to get to this line right here, which means that the auth passed. It was able to authenticate the database and the token actually get a valid token. So in order to get this error message, that means this line had to have been hit in order for it to use pool. At least that's my understanding. So we definitely got it. It's just not connecting to the actual Postgres server. I'm going to need to figure out why, but if you take this and download it, it should work. So, oops. Oh, that is misspelled. Thanks, Yvonne. Where is that anyway? Double check on this. This should work fine. As soon as I get it working, I will go ahead and share it, but we should be good to go. This is telling how it works. But yeah, as you can see there, using the same microservice system, we just take the token, send it over auth. Auth will send back the data we need, and just we need a service, a route on auth to actually handle microservice to microservice communication. As you can see, the microservice is expecting the same kind of response. We can handle it the same way, and we can respond to the gateway the same way. So this kind of three-way connection can be fine, and it would have responded fine. As soon as I get it working, I will make sure to make a video showcasing the fact that it does work and share that with you guys on Slack. Any questions other than that? Did anybody see anything that looked weird in this? That looked like, you know what, that doesn't make sense. How is that going to work? Anyone see that in this post microservice? So everything kind of seems familiar to what we already created.
Most part familiar.
Yeah. Other than just the post the Mongoose instead of SQL stuff. That's really the only difference there. And it was pretty much the same kind of stuff, just different logic. We ran different logic for this, but otherwise, all those microservices aren't that different from each other. You're just, again, as we said before, we're just separating the concern. They're the same tools doing the same things, just in their own environment, in their own house, if you want to really think about it. So it's kind of like what you guys are doing now at your companies. You're working from home, like Yvonne. You're working from home. Everyone's working from home. Everyone's still working. But if something was to happen to your house, Yvonne, your team wouldn't be affected, right, Yvonne? So that's the thing. If our post house gets affected, auth still works. And in this case, if auth broke, if we at least had a post in the database, which we don't, that's why I can't test it, I could still use get. If I at least had a post in my database system, I could use get to get them. And if I wanted to, you know what, let's just try that quick. I can get it and I'll just get nothing responded. So I can do yarn start. We don't need to do yarn server. Go back over to here. We'll do a get. Wait a minute. 1 second, actually. I just thought of something. No one caught this on me. No, 1 second. I just realized something I did. And if that's the case, I might be dumb. Yeah, I'm sending it right there. Good. But what I didn't do I still don't think it's going to work because I still got the same error message, but I didn't do this either, though. Oh, no, I wasn't getting it right. We didn't get to the auth token, right? We weren't able to get a new auth token. That's right, because we can't register for the token. That's what was actually failing, right? Okay, so anyway, back over here. Let's do a get instead. Don't need that then. Doesn't really matter. None. Send it. We get a, can I get off API off? Oh no, I'm still doing off. I'll do 620 API posts. So errors. Is there something wrong with my database thing? Response posts. Oh wait, that does help. Forgot the 08. Still should work though. Oh right, I did npm start, yarn start. Yarn server, do that. Postman, send. There it goes. So we get the array back of no data. So this will work, even though we're not authenticated, we can't log in. That database still functions. That route still works. So this actually kind of showcases that concept. We can't log in, we can't register, we can't put up new posts, but if there were posts in the system, I could still look up posts. I could still search for comments. I could still search for the highest rating posts and still look at them. I can't log in, I can't register an account, and I can't do my profile. So this kind of showcases exactly one of those benefits that we're looking for in the microservice system. I could still theoretically use the site if there was data there. So right now, not the best example because there's nothing in the system. But still kind of showcasing that concept that if like 5 months from now we had hundreds of posts in there, I could still, even though I couldn't log in right now, their login system's having issues, they're having problems with the login system, I could still at least go on, look up posts, and take a look at the posts. Pretty useful, pretty cool, right? Okay, cool. Not sure what happened with Azure. Great job, thanks Microsoft. So, got to go figure out what happened with that, but as you can see, we should be fine. Try it out, let me know what you guys figure out if you find any problems with it, but it should work. Have a good night. I'll share this video and I'll put up the fix when I find it. Yes?